Hello, this is Dr. B. Welcome to my Pediatric Pulse. This is a quick review of Piaget's stages of development. Piaget's stages of cognitive development allows us to understand how children develop cognitively through different stages. There are 4 stages. The first one, sensorimotor, that occurs between 0 to 2. Preoperational stage, that occurs between 2 to 7. Concrete operational, between the ages 7 to 11. And then finally, the formal operational stage between 11 or 12 and beyond. The first stage is the sensorimotor stage, which occurs between 0 to 2 years of age. The key concepts here are they're learning through senses and motor actions. Babies explore the world by touching, tasting, and moving objects. For example, a baby might put a toy in their mouth to learn about it. Egocentric thinking, babies struggle to see things from others' perspective. For instance, they may hold up a picture of themselves, assuming others can see it the same way. This isn't selfishness, but a limited understanding of perspective. Object permanence is the understanding that objects continue to exist even when out of sight. This begins around 4 to 7 months. For example, when a toy is hidden under a blanket, a baby starts to understand that it still exists even though they can't see it. During this stage, children engage in symbolic play, using imagination to represent objects like turning a box into a pirate ship. This is the beginning of imaginative play. Other key concept includes concentration, which is focusing on one aspect, like thinking a taller glass has more juice, ignoring the width of the other glass. Magical thinking is believing in things like monsters or having the power to move objects with their mind. Animism is thinking inanimate objects like a teddy bear have feelings. Intuitive thought is making decisions based on what feels right rather than logic. At this stage, children struggle with egocentrism, which is again the difficulty of seeing others' perspective. At this stage, they also lack conservation. They don't understand that a amount of liquid doesn't change when poured into different shaped glasses. Concrete operational stage begins at age 7 to 11 and a half. Children in this stage begin to think logically based on real, concrete evidence. Key concepts are conservation, understanding the amount of liquid will remain the same even when poured into different shaped glasses. Reversibility, knowing actions can be undone, such as reversing a line of marbles back into a pile, or you have ice cube that turns into liquid, and when you put it back in the freezer, it can turn into ice cube. Classification, sorting objects into categories, such as matching shapes, colors, or grouping animals into different types of animals. Serrations, understanding order, like arranging objects from smallest to largest. Spatial reasoning, children develop a better understanding of spatial relationships, allowing them to effectively use maps, grids, and other spatial representation. At this stage, kids are no longer egocentric. They can understand other individuals' perspective, like realizing that someone else might not like the same food that they do. Formal operational stage begins between 11 and 12 years of age and goes beyond. Key concepts are abstract thinking, reasoning beyond concrete situations, hypothetical reasoning. The child now consider possibilities and outcomes not grounded in real experiences. They now develop scientific thinking, moral reasoning, and critical analysis. They apply logic to understanding complex issues. And at this stage, they continue to develop their language. They enhance their vocabulary and understanding. For example, at this stage, a teenager might think about abstract ideas like justice or freedom and consider hypothetical scenarios. Piaget stages illustrate how children develop cognitive skills in a fixed order. They start with sensory experience and egocentric thinking and eventually gain the ability to reason logically and abstract. The next 2 slides are review questions. Write your answers in the comment sections.